Good evening and thank you for joining us. Chief Executive John Lee today inspected the eastern section of the Harbourfront Boardwalk in North Point. Lee said he hopes residents can enjoy the city's scenery and spend more time on exercise. The section will be open to the public on the 26th.無綫新聞reports.
On Saturday morning, Chief Executive John Lee visited North Point where he jogged on the eastern section of the Harbourfront Boardwalk. Lee spoke to residents as he arrived at the East Coast Park in Fortress Hill. This woman, who lives in North Point, said it is her first time coming to the park. Lee said Hong Kong's scenery is spectacular and people should spend time appreciating what they have. The CE asked a primary 3 student about her studies. What is your favorite subject? He asked. English, she said. Before leaving, Lee encouraged the girl to do more outdoor activities and study harder.
Your holiday today?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Apart from chatting, the CE also tried out a sticky rice pudding made by some domestic helpers.
Well, I see you have good food there. Must be tasty.
Oh, you want to try, sir?
Is it okay?
Yeah.
A small piece.
Small piece.
Because you have a long day. I'm really good to see you having a good gathering and enjoyment time. Not too sweet. Good.
The total length of the boardwalk, built under the island Eastern Corridor, is about 2.2 kilometers. The eastern section, which is about 1.1 kilometers long, will be open to the public on the 26th of this month, providing another spot for residents to conduct activities such as cycling and jogging. Authorities expect the entire project to be completed by the second half of this year. Memos 9, TVB News.
Kai Tak's main stadium is holding a charity concert this evening, marking its first test for non-sporting events. Many concert goers arrived early, and some residents said they hope the stage effects of the new stadium can match the level of the Hong Kong Coliseum. And it tells us more.
The venue, which can accommodate up to 50,000 people, welcomed its first concert test, arranging for 18,000 spectators to participate. The concert started at 6 p.m., but many entered an hour early to get a feel of the new venue first. This lady said she hopes the stage effects of the stadium can be like those of the Hong Kong Coliseum, which she said is the best. To better test the sound effects, the roof of the stadium was kept closed. The stage was set up in the center of the lawn. The lawn area was opened for the first time for spectators to watch the concert, with most of the ground covered with protective plastic boards. Beer is available for purchase. Tickets were distributed by organizers and sponsors, and fan clubs also handed out tickets to registered fans. Around 20 security checkpoints were set up outside the venue. This time, tickets were distributed to nearly 200 wheelchair users who liked the arrangements. The lady said the place was spacious and the flat paths allowed easy access for wheelchair users. As usual, water bottles were not allowed in the venue. Bottles could be placed in storage racks outside or disposed in recycling bins. Secretary for Security Chris Tang inspected the arrangements. Tang said the audience will be arriving and leaving in large crowds, so they are testing what the situation will be. He said everything had been very smooth so far. After the concert ends, MTR and bus services will be enhanced. TVB News.
Secretary for Commerce and Economic Development Algernon Yao said on the radio program that the government will launch measures to promote the silver economy in the first half of this year. The government set up a silver economy working group last year and discussed measures in 5 areas, including a boost in silver consumption and the development of the silver industry. Algernon Yao, who is the deputy chairman of the working group, said relevant measures will be launched soon. Meanwhile, Yao said the public should not be pessimistic about how the geopolitical situation and tax problems will affect Hong Kong after the inauguration of U.S. President-elect Donald Trump. Secretary for Housing Winnie Ho said on the radio program that the government is likely to pass legislation this year to turn serious abuse of public housing into a crime. It has been proposed that the maximum penalty for serious public housing abuse is 1 year in prison and a fine of $500,000. Whitney hopes that the severity of such misuse is when tenants rent out their public housing units for money or for commercial purposes. She added the government will handle each case in a reasonable way. Welcome back. In one of his last appearances as president, Joe Biden announced that the Equal Rights Amendment should be considered a ratified addition to the U.S. Constitution. David Garrett reports.
Donald Trump's inauguration is on Monday. Joe Biden said it himself, one of his last acts as president. Emerging onto the stage at the Conference of Mayors, fittingly this was one of the first events Biden attended after beating Trump and taking his own oath of office on January 20th, 2021.
Hello, hello, hello.
The 82-year-old signing off by singing his own praises, symbolically declaring the Equal Rights Amendment should be considered a ratified addition to the Constitution.
Today, I affirm the Equal Rights Amendment to have cleared all the necessary hurdles to be added to the U.S. Constitution now. The Equal Rights Amendment is the law of the land now. It's the 28th Amendment to the Constitution now.
Next, Biden talked up his presidential pardons.
Earlier today, I commuted the sentence of nearly 2,500 convicted nonviolent drug offenders. These individuals are serving a disproportionately long and harsh sentence compared to the sentence they would receive had they committed the crime today.
And he finished to a familiar refrain.
We're the United States of America. Nothing is beyond our capacity when we do it together and act together. God bless you all. Keep working together. We need you, we need you, we need you, we need you. And may God protect our troops. Thank you so very much.
Biden closing the book as a chapter in US politics reaches its conclusion. David Garrett, TVB News.
President Xi Jinping exchanged messages of congratulations with Vietnamese leaders on the 75th anniversary of the establishment of diplomatic relations between the two countries. She sent messages to To Lam, General Secretary of the Communist Party of the Vietnam Central Committee, and to Vietnam's President Nguyen Xuan. She said China and Vietnam share a future that carries strategic significance. Tourism has long been a key pillar of the Thai economy, but with the Chinese New Year coming up, tourist bookings were hit in the wake of recent human trafficking cases. Danny Zhou has details.
Asiatique, the riverfront in the Thai capital of Bangkok, is a place that never sleeps. Overshadowed by mainland actor Wang Xing's human trafficking ordeal, Chinese tourists only make up a small portion of visitors here. Thailand welcomed 350 million tourists last year, and nearly 20% were from China. But the country's vital industry took a hit as a number of Chinese visitors fell victim to cross-border human trafficking in Southeast Asia. This Thai travel agency has seen half of the orders from Chinese tour groups cancelled or postponed during the Lunar New Year.
We get the cancellation non-stop. Now still receive cancellation or postponed. No new bookings coming up now. If the Chinese tourist.com, we have some trouble. I mean, big trouble. Maybe at the end we need to close it down. Maybe.
Many in Thailand's tourism sector think scam operations were all devised by foreigners. They find it unfair that they are the ones to pay the price. Subsequently, a local tourist guide association has urged the Thai government to boost border security. Its chairman also said foreign visitors should find legal tourist guides from legal companies. Almost half of the customers at this massage store in downtown Bangkok are from China. Its manager noted the number of their Chinese guests has yet to bounce back to pre-pandemic levels. The manager said it's time for various sectors in Thailand to think about how to improve the quality of service, such as making charges more transparent.
We used to cater to big Chinese tour companies 40 to 50 people in a tour bus coming and getting massaged at the same time. We've become much more boutique experience. We want to give the best possible experience to couples or small groups that travel independently. So I think everyone has to adapt.
Danny Zhou, TVB News.
Pakistan is set to issue Panda Bonds this year, a move that signals closer financial ties between China and the South Asian country. Speaking with TVB News, Pakistan's Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb said he hopes his country's new export-led model could help buoy his country's economy. In 2025, China and Pakistan enter into their 75th anniversary of official diplomatic relations, with the two nations poised to see closer financial collaboration. Speaking with TVB News, Pakistan's Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb said the South Asian country will issue the so-called Panda Bonds as early as June to tap into China's capital markets and diversify from its overdependence on the US dollar.
We just want to make sure that we are also present in the second largest and second deepest capital market in the world.
The Panda Bonds are yuan-denominated and issued in China by non-Chinese bodies. In the inaugural issuance, Pakistan aims to raise around $200 million from Chinese investors. Around mid-2023, Pakistan's inflation rate clocked in a record 38%, while also teetering on the verge of default. While Finance Minister Mohammad Aurangzeb took office in March 2024, the South Asian country regained its foothold, taming its inflation rate step by step to 4.1% last month. Still, the country remains plagued by debt. On that, Aurangzeb said he is pinning hope on the second phase of the China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, or CPEC 2.0, which is one of the flagship programs under the Beijing-led Belt and Road Initiative. He hopes it could help woo more Chinese companies and encourage investment to Pakistan.
We are very focused on fundamentally changing the DNA of the economy to move towards export-led growth for that market-efficient FDI coming into Pakistan, because that is what is going to give us sustainability in terms of our overall balance of payment situation in the country.
The minister was in Hong Kong for the two-day Asian Financial Forum earlier this week. In his meeting with Chief Executive John Lee, the finance minister said he had updated Lee on his country's latest economic situation, with Pakistan seeking more financial collaboration in Hong Kong. He has also invited the city to organize more delegation visits to Pakistan to explore opportunities for more trade and financial collaboration and gain first-hand insights into the country.
Hong Kong, I think, can be a very good destination for a lot of joint ventures between China and Pakistan to come and do their listings on the stock exchange, either on the primary side or in terms of secondary listings.
A new AI-powered English learning system with free access for all secondary students was launched this morning at the University of Science and Technology. AIpowered reports.
The project, Global English's AI-assisted virtual reality learning system, or GAVIS, received more than $30 million in support from the government's Quality Education Fund. Jointly initiated by HKUST Center for Language Education, HKUST Academy of Interdisciplinary Studies, and TrumpTech, a leading education technology company in Hong Kong. GAVIS uses AI to evaluate students' English performance and provide personalized feedback.
So what this AI gives you is called a personalized tutor, 24 hours, never sleep. Anytime you want to get help, they are there. So the current status, they actually can give you, just like, okay, can correct your pronunciation, recommend the curriculum, and this gives you the personalized recommendation.
GAVIS incorporates VR technology to create different real-world scenarios for students to chat with AI figures and practice their English.
They create a rich sensory experiences that engage multiple senses. We allow students to engage with the content without distraction. This is not just a tool, this is a new way of learning.
An assistant principal of a school said GAVIS will give students an advantage.
Having immediate feedback and also immediate access and anytime access to this platform is going to be very beneficial to the improvement and learning of individual students.
This new English system is very useful for us, and I very like it. There's no your friends or teacher or strangers around you. you speak with yourself and AIs, and you will not feel embarrassing.
The project aims to promote educational equality in English learning for secondary students in Hong Kong by supporting individuals with diverse backgrounds and abilities. TVB News.
And that's the news. Thank you for watching.